what's up? It's your favorite YouTuber Jaya. Welcome back to my channel. We talk about all things money, finance, and entrepreneurship. Guys, today's video I am very excited for because in today's video we are going to be going over the process of buying a brand new car. I just recently purchased a new car and I'm very thankful that I'm in a position to buy a car, but let's just say I'm glad that it's over. There were a lot of little meticulous decisions that you had to make here and there, and every little decision cost you about $100. So if you made the wrong decision, you could be paying an extra $100 and you didn't need to. And I'm just glad that it's over. It was too much. But in today's video, I'm going to be going over the process of buying a car. So when it's time for you to buy your car, nothing will catch you off guard. But before we jump into today's video, please make sure you give this video a thumbs up because it definitely helps out my channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter because I'm active there almost daily. And without further ado, let's jump into today's video. Okay guys, so I'm at the car dealership. Today is Sunday. I came here to buy a car, obviously. I'm waiting for the guy to come back with my license so I can do a test drive. I am so freaking nervous, oh my goodness, just to drive a car. This is like gonna be my first time driving without a driving instructor inside the car. Even when I was with my friends, they were still helping me drive, so I'm like really nervous. This is the car that I'm looking at. It's a 2021 Toyota Corolla. It's so nice, but I'm a little aggy because they don't have it in the color that I want. I want it black. And then the lady told me that they didn't have black, but they did have white. And I was like, okay, fine, that's good. I'll set up a white. And then I emailed them yesterday. Today is Sunday. And I was talking to them yesterday on Saturday, and it was like the white sold, and all they have is that red and silver. And I'm just like, apparently there's like a shortage of cars going on, whatever. So they're not being sent a lot of stuff. Yeah, this is it, guys. He wants you to get the keys so you can open it up, but this is what it looks like on the outside. It's so cute. Oh, there's me. Hey, y'all. But yeah. So he went to go get the keys. We finished test drive it. I'm really nervous because I can barely drive. Hopefully he doesn't, find that out. So when I was first looking into buying a car, my budget was $11,000 for the whole car, and I was going to put $2,000 down, and $11,000 would have had my car payment at about $200 to $250 a month. As I was looking around for cars, I came across two options, which were buy a cash car for $2,000, which didn't seem like the smartest idea because buying a cash car from somebody off of Craigslist for $2,000, who knows what I'm going to get. And then there's cars probably going to be super old, and there's a higher maintenance on older cars, which is going to make my insurance way more expensive. My second option was to go to the car dealership and finance the car. And all of the cars that I were looking at in my $11,000 budget were... I told myself I either wanted a Toyota or a Honda because those are the most reliable, and all the cars that we're looking at in my $11,000 budget were either a 2010, 2011. I saw one car that was a 2009. I saw a car that was 2012, but that was a little bit over my budget, so I was having a really hard time finding a car that I liked that was in my budget. Oh, and it also had a lot of miles on it, like over 100,000 plus miles on it because of how old the car is. Taking into consideration with my $11,000 budget, if I get an older car, it's going to be like 10 or 11 plus years old with over $100,000 miles on, with over 100,000 miles on it. What am I going to do with that car once I'm done with it? And that got me thinking. You could trade it in, but because the car that I was looking at was so old, I just didn't feel like it was worth it. I didn't feel like I get much value out of it. You can put it on a car rental app like Turo and use it to make like some extra income, but once again, because the car is old and has a lot of miles on it, I can't really rent it out as a rental car because it could break down while somebody's renting it. And then last but not least, of course I could sell it, but okay, so let's say I buy a car, right? And the car is 2011 and the year is 2021. That means it's 10 years old. I keep the car for 5 years. By the time I'm done with it, it's going to be 15 years old with 150,000 plus miles on it. It's going to be really hard to sell that car. So with all these thoughts and feelings towards buying a car, I decided to look into leasing a car. So I just want to give a mini disclaimer. You cannot say leasing a car is 100% bad because I know people have like this animosity towards leasing a car. I don't know why. It's really not that bad, but you can't say leasing a car is 100% bad, and you can't say financing a car is 100% good. There are pros and cons to doing both. At the time that I was looking for a car, Toyota was running a Memorial Day special for a 2021 Toyota Corolla for 15,000 miles. If you put $2,011 down, it would be $211 a month. That's what they said. That's what they said on approved credit of 720 or higher. So looking at the lease special of $211 a month versus buying a car for $350 to $400 a month, I decided to go with the lease for a lot of reasons. Okay, I'm gonna try to film this part very quickly because every time I try to film, somebody comes and I don't like filming in front of people, but I just got done doing the test drive and I'm trying to, and right now I'm filling out my credit application. Even though I'm leasing the car instead of financing, I still have to fill out a credit application. As I started doing more and more research about leasing just started to sound more and more appealing to me. Number one, you don't have to worry about what you're going to do when you're done with the car because once your lease is up, you just give the car back to the dealership and you get a brand new car. Number two, you don't have to worry about the car breaking down because maintenance is covered. And the thing about leasing a car is that after you're done with leasing the car, the dealership is going to try to sell that car. So after 36 months, when you give the car back, the dealership is going to put that car on the lot and they're going to try to sell it. So they're going to give you a car that's in good condition because if they give you a car that's in bad condition, when you give that car back, that's going to fall back on them and it's going to make it harder for them to sell that car to somebody else. So maintenance is included in my lease. Oil changes are included. Any type of maintenance that I need on my car is included in the lease. So I just thought that was a great idea. One of the best things about me leasing this car is I was able to stay to my original $11,000 budget. Okay, I'm gonna talk about this more towards the end, but my car payment ended up coming to $268 a month. Okay, 268 times 3 is $9,648. Yep, period. Okay, that's less than $11,000 the last time I checked. And the fourth reason being, I know we talked about mileage, and the thing about mileage is the more miles you have on your car, the more susceptible your car is to needing more maintenance. So when you get a new car, the mileage is at 0 and it's 15,000 miles on the car each year. So when I return the car, I have to have no more than 45,000 miles on the car, or they're going to charge me 15 cents per every mile that I went over that. 15 cents per mile is only $1 for every 4 miles. So let's say I go over by 500 miles, that's only about $75. So if I go over by 1,000 miles, that's only $150, and we can do that. So now let's get into actually buying and purchasing the car. So in order to buy a car, you need two things. You need money and you need credit. Okay guys, I just gave them my card and put my down payment down and I just bought the car. Oh my goodness. So I decided in the very beginning when I decided I was going to buy a car back in November that I was going to put $2,000 down. And because I leased a car, that $2,000 included the down payment, which was like $1,100, my first month's payment, so I didn't have to make any payment again until July, and some weird $650 fee. You could put more money down, like an extra $1,000 down to make your monthly payment cheaper, but it was only like $30 or $20 cheaper. And the thing about because I'm not like financing the car, I just didn't see the purpose in putting more money down, because when you finance the car to buy it, to keep it, that down payment is going towards you paying off the car. But because I'm leasing the car, I'm not buying it. So the extra $1,000 that I would have paid would have been going to making my car payment like $20 cheaper. I just didn't see the purpose in doing that. I didn't think that would have been a good use of $1,000. So when I went to the car dealership, I brought the exact down payment that it told me online, which was $2,011. But if you are financing a car, you should also take into account taxes, registration fees, and titles. Because if you're financing a car, if I'm not mistaken, just be prepared for them to ask you to pay that up front. You could ask them if they can spread it out over your monthly payments every month, but I just want you to be mentally prepared and have that money with you to be prepared to pay your title, registration, your taxes, and all your car fees up front if you are financing a car. If you're leasing a car, the sales tax is included in your monthly payment every single month. So when you finance a car, they put the tax on the car. But when you're leasing a car, they put the tax on your monthly payment. So with the car that I purchased, the sales taxes, registration, and fees came to about $1,300 a month. But because I was leasing the car, I didn't have to worry about paying that up front, along with also paying the $2,011 down payment. So the next thing that you need to bring with you when you buy a car is your credit. Now, no, you don't have to physically bring anything with you, but you do need to check your credit before you go and buy a car, because they are going to pull your credit. They're going to do a hard pull on your credit before you purchase the car to see what you qualify for. And I personally, this is just a personal recommendation, I don't recommend buying a car if you have a credit score lower than 680. I'm not saying that you won't be able to purchase a car. They will find a car for you because they want to sell you a car, but you will get the best deal and the best interest rates if you have a credit score of a 780 or higher. Really, a 700 or higher is when you start getting the best deals, but 680 or higher is really ideal. So when it came time for me to purchase a car, I was worried about these two things when it came to my credit. Number one, I was in the car dealership just thinking over and over and over about how many hard inquiries was this going to be on my credit, because I have heard horror stories about people leaving the car dealership with 10 hard inquiries on their credit, and I was just like, what is going on? So I was Googling about how many hard inquiries to leave on your credit when you leave the car dealership, and I could not find anything, and I was just like, what? I don't feel like this is a hard question. Why can't I find anything?
Okay guys, so he just took my credit application and I'm like really nervous because I talked to him about how many hard inquiries this is going to be on my credit, and apparently it's going to be like they pull twice from each credit bureau. That's 6 hard inquiries on my credit. I'm like freaking out and I'm over here like Googling, trying to figure out like how that's going to affect my credit, and I can't find anything. Like literally I'm over here typing in every single thing I can on Google. How does leasing a car affect your credit? And I can't find anything about how these hard inquiries work and how these hard inquiries are going to drop my credit score, and I'm like super nervous, but it's okay.
So I ended up leaving the car dealership with 4 hard inquiries on my credit. So the car dealership itself pulled my credit one time from each credit bureau. So I had 1 hard inquiry on each credit bureau from the car dealership, and then the Toyota company pulled my credit one more time on the TransUnion report. So I ended up leaving with 4 hard inquiries, and I was just thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to get so many hard inquiries. My credit score is going to drop like 50 points. It didn't really do anything. It just dropped my credit score like 10 points. It literally wasn't that bad. And my Experian credit score didn't budge. And we're going to talk about that in a second. Now, in order for me to get approved for this special, put $2,011 down and your car payment will be $211 a month, you had to get approved on a credit of 720 or higher. Now, my 2 of my credit bureaus I know were 720 or higher. My Experian is a 705, but I was really hoping it was like, it slide through a little bit. But after he took my credit application, he came back and told me that my Experian credit score was a 673. Now, when he told me this, of course, I was very confused because, I just checked my credit score before I left the car, sir. So I'm really confused as to what you're talking about. He said my credit score was a 673 because of my student loans, which, is factual because I do have student loans. But the thing is, I checked my credit score before I came in here, like right before I came in here, like on the Uber over here. I checked the Experian app. It didn't say anything about a 673, sir. So I'm very confused. And still to this day, the Experian app has not reflected a 673, so I'm very confused. But I am not one to argue with people at all. I'm probably the worst person to send to go buy a car, because if you tell me this is what it is, I'm just gonna say okay, and I'm just gonna go with it as long as it's not nothing obscene or absurd. Now, of course, the car salesman isn't gonna turn me away like, sorry ma'am, your credit isn't high enough, sorry, you can't get a car. No, he wants to sell me a car, so of course he's gonna do something to try to sell me the car. But the car salesman used my credit as a way to bring my car payment from $211 a month with taxes, registration, and fees, probably would have been about $230 a month to $268 a month, but that includes taxes, registration, and fees. The $268 a month also included 15,000 miles instead of the traditional 12,000 miles. It included gap insurance, and he also gave me 10 days of free insurance, so I don't have to worry about like getting insurance that day from Progressive or Geico or any type of insurance company. Sign all three of these?
No, give me 1 second.
Okay.
Let me just adjust this because I forgot to. Actually, never mind. Apartment 211. You're gonna sign one more time.
Okay, thank you. All right.
What were you driving before?
I'm sorry? This is my first time buying a car.
Oh, okay. How are you getting around?
How was I getting around? I was taking the train and I was taking the bus and stuff. So this is like such a life-changing thing.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
This is a rebate form. Just letting you know that there's a $500 rebate that you get for leasing the Corolla. We're applying it towards your down payment. Okay?
Got you.
You're going to sign and date. So it's just stating that the sale or lease of the vehicle was done in English. I'm going to sign here.
No problem.
All of our brand new cars come with a 1-year nano ceramic coating. This has already been pre-applied to the vehicle. This is complimentary.
I felt like that was a pretty good deal. $268 a month and gap insurance included, which I was gonna end up adding anyways. I was just gonna tell him that at the end. He ended up giving it to me for free. And you know, considering my credit, you know, probably, you know, maybe I missed something. You know, in between the time that I got out the Uber, walked into the car dealership, did the test drive, maybe my credit score dropped, you know, it dropped and then it went back up before I can see it. You know, maybe I missed something, you know? So I thought that I was getting a pretty good deal. So I decided to take it and it ended up being $268 a month. Oh my gosh, it's not in focus. Okay, there we go. You guys. Okay, so I've signed all the paperwork. Hold on. So I've signed all of the paperwork and now they're literally just cleaning out my car and they're washing it and making it look all pretty for me. Okay, big purr. So I'm so excited right now. I'm still like really nervous and really anxious to drive home by myself. This will be the first time driving by myself and I have like driving anxiety. I can't even talk. I'm so nervous. This whole process was so nervous between my credit and yeah, it was really just my credit that was stressing me out and these hard inquiries and whatnot. But other than that, y'all, look, I have a car now, okay? No more taking the train now. Oh, well, I still might take the train because parking in LA is expensive. But yeah, I'm like really excited. I'm over here setting up all my financial stuff so I can use the app to pay my bill and whatnot. And yes, I just felt like with everything included, gap insurance, 15,000 miles, this is probably the lowest monthly payment that I'm going to get from any dealership. And I'm looking for the lowest monthly payment that I could possibly get because I know that my insurance, is going to be so expensive, which leads me into my next video. I'm going to make a part 2 to this video talking all about car insurance because that's a whole nother, it's a whole nother situation when it comes to getting a car. And I suggest you stay tuned to that video because guys, my car insurance is more than my car note. So yes, make sure you stay tuned for that video. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Please make sure you give this video a thumbs up because it definitely helps out my channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter because I'm active there almost daily. Comment down below. What's your dream car? Are you in the market for buying a car? Are you about to buy a car? Let me know what type of car in the comments down below. And make sure you subscribe, okay? Because we're buying cars over here, okay? Period. We're buying cars. We're getting car insurance. We're doing all that nice adult stuff, okay? So make sure you subscribe, like, comment, subscribe. And in the meantime, stay strong because I love you. Bye, guys. You guys! Okay, I'm gonna show y'all. Look. I got it. We bought it. We did it, okay? We bought a car, okay? Oh my goodness. I can't believe I just bought a car. Y'all finna be getting a new video from me every 3 days, okay? So I can pay for this freaking car. But I'm so excited! But yes, okay, let me get out. Let me show you the outside. This guy is looking at me and smiling. Like, you can tell I just bought a car. Oh my goodness. Not me showing my tags. Get it together. Oh gosh, there's cars coming past me. Look at it. Okay, I need to hurry up. I'll probably show you more when I get home. But this is what she looks like.